Good evening, Professor Rogelio Fung, Mr. Fung. Welcome to this interview. Thank you very much to be here and share this information with us. Mr. Fung is professor in different fields. One of these fields is accounting. In this way, we want to do some questions related to this field. Mr. Fung, can you briefly introduce yourself and describe your experience teaching ESP, particularly in the field of accounting?
I have been teaching English for a specific purpose for almost 10 years. And um, for the last 6 years, I have specialized in ESP for accounting and finance too. I work with undergraduate accounting students and the early career and professionals and who need English for audits, reporting, financial analysis, and international communication. And my background includes training in applied linguistics and several courses related to business communication. And thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fung. Now, how did you become involved in teaching English for accounting purpose?
Mm, General business English, but the universities began requesting some courses tailored specifically to accounting tasks. And after collaboration with the accounting department of the University of Panama and on other um, no and other institutions in Panama too, and we can apply this and realize the need for a more target and approach and complete additional training in financial terminology or key terms too, and documentation.
Okay, in other hand, what specific language skill do accounting students need the most when learning ESP?
It primarily the needs from reading and writing. So these skills for financial statements and audit reports and emails, and when we can write emails and internal documentation too. Speaking skills are also important, especially for presenting financial information or working with multinational firms and enterprise.
Okay, thanks. Which accounting topics or concepts do you commonly integrate into your ESP lesson?
I include topics such as financial statements, audits, budgeting, cost analysis, and internal controls and ethics too. And I also read documents like balance spreadsheets or sheets too, invoices, and audit summaries. And
How do you adapt ESP instruction to a student with different language level but similar professional goals?
we can differentiate different tasks by complexity is one of them. And all students may analyze the same financial documents, but advanced learners produce full graded reports, and while beginners focus on identifying key terms. And we can scaffolding and peer collaboration also help to the students and different collaboration with professors too and students.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Now my colleague Roxana will continue with the other questions related to the accounting field. Roxana?
Thank you, Lidia. Good evening, Professor. How do you adapt ESP instruction to students with different language levels but similar professional goals?
Okay. Um, Different students often struggle and with technical vocabulary or key terms and long financial text and address. And we can, um, through contextualize the vocabularies or key terms in the practice and authentic material, original materials too, and exposure with the typical report structures.
Okay, thank you. What challenge or what challenges do students usually face when they learning English for accounting, on how do you address them?
Task-based learning is effective because it mirrors real professional tasks have troubles or problem, and based learning is also useful when analyzing financial errors or mistakes and reviewing with the audit checklist, for instance.
Okay, what teaching method or approaches do you find most effective when teaching ESP for accounting?
We can use different platforms, big virtual platforms from ELMS systems, learning management system, for instance. Moodle is one of them, Google Classroom. Um, we can share materials with the tools, for instance, Quizless, Zenodo, Kahoot, and Padlet support terminology. This implementation of these IT or LMS systems tools for practice and collaborative different tasks with students and professors too. We can also use videos to demonstrate audit procedures and different techniques and information technologies.
Okay. Um, which technological tools or resources do you rely on most when teaching accounting related English?
I use accounting simulations, online financial dictionaries, and digital templates, for instance, when we can create using Canvas or another um, tools of real accounting documents too. Um, Microsoft Excel, um, we can use space tasks, also help learn language for practice with accounting process.
Okay. What type of authentic materials do you incorporate into your lessons?
I use real financial statements, audit reports, invoices, receipts to and create emails too with using ethics guidelines and excerpt and for IFRS documents, for instance.
Thank you, Professor. Now my colleague Santos will continue with the interview.
Thank you, Roxana. Hi, Professor. My question for you is, how do you assess a student's ability to use English for accounting purposes in real-world context?
I use performance-based assessment, such as preparing, for instance, audit summaries or key terms, presenting, for instance, slideshow on financial results, drafting professional emails, and correcting financial documents.
Okay, excellent. And do you collaborate with accounting professionals or institutions to enhance the authenticity of your lessons?
With the University of Panama, we can create the CIAM, and this is a group of scientific researchers of your area of accounting and different areas too in the University of Panama. We can create this in take around 5 years ago, and we collaborate with the faculty and the university too.
Well, and how do you identify the ESP needs of accounting students at the beginning of the course?
We can we need analysis that includes and diagnostics tests and using, for instance, questionnaires and interviews with the students and subject with experts on different um, with different topics in your area or fields.
Okay, and can you share an example of how your ESP institution helped students to succeed academically or professionally?
When one student obtain an internship at an international firm or enterprises, we said the ESP course and help her confidently present budget results in English.
Okay, and finally, what have you learned from teacher for teaching ESP in accounting that you believe is valuable for the future teacher?
I learned that collaboration with content experts is the key. ESP must be reflect, and we can reflect real professional demands, and content must be updated frequently for students and a collaboration with different experts of different area in this case.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you for answering our question and clarifying our doubt. We really appreciate that you have taken your time to share with us those information based on your experience and your expertise. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.